Welcome back to another video. Welcome to day 39 NBA playoff reactions. Today I'm going to be reacting to what happened in game 2 of the NBA Finals between the Lakers and the Heat. First thing I want to start off with is Anthony Davis. What a game he had. 15 of 20 from the field. 1 of 1 from 3. He had 14 rebounds. 8 offensive rebounds, which I'm going to get into in a minute why that was so important in the Lakers' victory tonight. 1 assist and 1 steal. A plus 10 on the plus minus scale. And had 32 points. He's looking like the early the NBA Finals MVP. It really is looking like that. He might be it. LeBron maybe, but it's really looking like it could be Davis. It might be LeBron just because the media tends to favor LeBron. But through 2 games, Anthony Davis has been the best player for both teams. The best player on the court. And there might be an argument to be made that he's the best player in the world. He was really dominant tonight. The next thing I want to get into is LeBron James' performance. He was dominant as well. He had 14 of 25. He had 14 of his 25 attempts tonight. 3 of 8 from 3. 2 of 5 from the free throw line. 9 rebounds. 9 assists. 1 steal. 1 block. A plus 7 on the plus minus scale. And then 33 points. He was really, really good tonight. And we did like LeBron's shot selection tonight. There were a couple shots I really didn't like. There was one shot where he, I think it was off a post-up, took a mid-range shot, which I didn't really think was the best shot just because it was contested by Iguodala very nicely, and it was guarded by Iguodala. So, it wasn't really a surprise that it was going to be contested well by Iguodala on that play. But mostly in the game, he was just getting towards the basket, and that Heat zone really had no answer for it. They didn't have any answer for Davis either. The only way they were kind of bailed out was because the Lakers, Danny Green and Caldwell Pope shot horrible from the three-point arc. They also shot horrible from the field, but they took most of the shots from the three-point line. Danny Green took all of his shots from the three-point line, and Caldwell Pope shot only 3 of his shots not from the three-point line. Most of the shots took from the three-point line. I'll get to actually that in a minute because how that affected the game, especially in the fourth quarter. But to sum it up, LeBron and Anthony Davis, they're really, really dominant tonight. And the reason for this victory. So I'm going to get into their three-point struggles tonight. So Danny Green and Caldwell Pope, they're missing open shots. And that's not good because what happened in the zone was that LeBron and Anthony Davis, they would get doubled or they would create an opportunity so they would have 2 defenders guarding them or something like that. And then Danny Green would be open or Caldwell Pope would be open and they would miss it. Now there were some shots that weren't completely open, but it was just a bad shooting night for those 2. And it kind of collapsed the zone a little bit because, the Heat in that fourth quarter, they were just collapsing the paint. And LeBron James and Anthony Davis, they had to go off ball. LeBron had to go off ball. Excuse me. Anthony Davis doesn't really command the ball that much. He's mostly in the post. It kind of forced LeBron James off ball. And they had to take out Danny Green for Rajon Rondo, who, is a very elite ball handler. And Rajon Rondo, he's very keen in this game. Rajon Rondo's performance tonight, 5 of 9 from the field, 3 of 4 from 3. Can you imagine saying that in the regular season? He's been on fire in these playoffs, especially from the three-point line. Now he had 4 rebounds and 10 assists, a plus 7 on the plus minus scale, and had 16 points. Pretty huge night from he was very key in their win tonight. Now the Lakers shooting was that bad where they brought in J.R. Smith at a time in the beginning of the fourth. It really didn't seem like Frank Vogel. It really seemed like their coach Frank Vogel didn't really know what to do when it came to finding another wing. Because J.R. Smith's kind of like their breaking, like, their emergency case, you know what I mean? Or I mean, that's what they've said. I mean, they don't really want to use him if they don't want to, because, I mean, J.R. isn't really that. At this point, he's kind of like, you don't know what you're going to get from him. And that's why he's kind of like your break in case of emergency. And I mean, he wasn't that bad offensively. He didn't take a shot, but I mean, he was just getting killed defensively. I remember one play, Jimmy Butler posted him up, and Jimmy Butler got past him, and then J.R. fouled him, and then I think he got subbed right out. And then that was kind of the end of J.R. In this game. A player that I didn't play that well for the Lakers was Kyle Kuzma, at least in the first half. Tonight he was 3 of 8, 2 of 6 from the 3-point line, 3 of 3 from the 2 of 6 from the 3. Excuse me, he was 3 of 3 from the free throw line. 2 rebounds, 1 assist, and it was a +5 on the plus-minus scale and 11 points. It really did seem like in the first half of this game he was trying to assert himself too much. I mean, there was one possession where he was trying to make like a weird pass and it ended up being a turnover. Lakers turnovers, they had a lot of silly turnovers in this game. Lucky enough for them, their defense was able to kind of match the Heat in turnovers in this game. And they kind of got bailed out there because, I mean, they set up a lot of charges in this game, which was kind of good for them. Which was good for them. And it kind of really helped them in their victory tonight. Now I want to go to the Heat side of things. Or actually, let me go talk about AD's performance a little bit more. The offensive rebounding that Anthony Davis put up tonight. 8 offensive rebounds. The Lakers had 16 overall, which means Anthony Davis would account for half of the Lakers' offensive rebounds during this game. Now that was very huge, especially when they started to miss those threes. It really did seem like the Lakers would have 2 times to shoot the ball on every possession, just because Anthony Davis was going to get the rebound. Because, I mean, he's the most dominant player in this series so far, and in the playoffs. I think you can make an argument for that too. I mean, the matchups have been somewhat kind of. I mean, the Portland series, he had to play Nurkic. For the Rockets series, I mean, they had PJ Tucker on him, which PJ Tucker's a good player, but I mean, you can't really, he's too small. Last series he had Jokic, which was a tough challenge on the defensive end, but offensively it was pretty easy. And I guess you'd Plumlee when Nurkic would easily, or Jokic, excuse me. I always get those two confused. Jokic would easily get fouled out of the game, and then you'd have Plumlee come in, and then Plumlee. I mean, that's easy for AD. And in this series, you had Bam, but Bam went out during Game 1. I mean, he wasn't doing that great of a job, but I mean, he was trying his best. But let's get into the Heat side of things. First thing I want to talk about is Kelly Olynyk. Now, this was a bit of a surprise to me. On the court, it really did seem like he wasn't playing well, but he ended up playing well statistically. He's 9 of 16 from the field, 3 of 7 from 3, 24 points, 9 rebounds, and 2 assists. It really did seem like Kelly Olynyk had free range to do a lot of stuff that, he shouldn't be allowed to do on the offensive end. I mean, he was dribbling a lot inside in transition, which, I mean, it really isn't that smart. I mean, I don't really think his dribbling, his dribbling skills are that good at an NBA level. I mean, at any level, I think he's really good, but I mean, not at an NBA level. At any other level, I think he's pretty good, but NBA level, not that much. But yeah, the player that was really, really good for the Heat today was Jimmy Butler. He gave it all. He gave it all he could. He played 45 minutes tonight. Only set out for 3 minutes. 7 of 17 from the floor. 11 of 12 from the free throw line. The Heat actually shot more free throws than the Lakers in this game. They shot about half more than the Lakers in this game. The Lakers shot 17, while the Heat shot 34. Jimmy Butler was 11-12 from the free throw line. 8 rebounds, 13 assists, and 25 points. He was really, really good tonight, except he had no one else to help him. And especially with Goran Dragic out, who supplies a lot of their scoring. And Bam does that too, but specifically Goran Dragic. That was really tough for him to do it alone. I mean, Tyler Hero played well. He was 5 of 12. 1 of 3 from 3. 17 points. But I mean, it's just they're just running out of, this really did seem like the game they could win. Just because of the way the Lakers shot from the 3-point line, especially like Danny Green and Caldwell Pope. But they didn't really Heat didn't have enough ammo in this game. Because Goran Dragic and Bam Adebayo were out, so I mean they really had no shot to win this game from the beginning. They gave a really good fight in this game. But I mean, yeah, that's really it. Let's get into some quick shooting stats for you. The Heat shot 50% overall from the free throw, from the field. Shot 40% from 3 and 56% from within the 3-point line. The Lakers, on the other hand, they shot 50% from the field, 34% from the 3-point line, and 66% from within the 3-point line. They were 34% from 3 and 66% from within the 3-point line. And I mean, yeah, that's really it. It really does seem like it's going to be a sweep, even if Bam, and I doubt Goran Dragic comes back for game 3, but if he does, I really do think this series is over. And yeah, I mean, I think Davis is going to be MVP, Finals MVP. But yeah, that's really it. Like and subscribe, and thanks for watching, and like, subscribe, and watch other videos.